of you listening out there. This is Skymmilk, and welcome to Just Skimming the Surface. This is the first episode of the first real season of Just Skimming the Surface, and I'm very excited for what is to come. I'm making this episode as kind of an introduction to what to expect for the season and for seasons beyond this one. If you didn't notice, the last episode of the first 6 episodes of Just Skimming the Surface was titled The Burning Down, kind of symbolizing that the initial route that I was taking with the podcast is no more. I didn't like having to constantly be upset and depressed to record because I was talking about existentialism and mortality and just real dark things that I really want to stay away from. I've been striving to be more joyful, if to say the least, with my life, and I kind of want to get away from the dark, depressing stuff and move more towards this more joyful new approach that I'm taking to the podcast. So this episode titled The Phoenix kind of resembles a rebirth from those ashes of the old episodes to a new approach to this whole podcast. Instead of just me talking about deep, depressing, dark things, it's going to be me and a guest, and we're going to sit here and just talk. It's going to have kind of a late night talk show kind of vibe. I really want it to be laid back, all natural, no script. It's going to be all natural, improvised podcast. Me talking to a guest, interviewing them, asking all sorts of questions about what they do, who they are, different aspects of their life, different experiences they've had. Basically, this podcast is about anything, as most talk shows are. So I already have a bunch of guests prepped. I'm already planning out recording with them for this season, so I will have episodes every first and third Saturday of the month, and that's going to go from April 1st all the way to probably August, the third Saturday in August, unless I get 2 more guests, and then I could do it through September as well. But for now, I'm shooting for August. And I already have guests prepped for all those episodes. I just have to sit down and record with them. So I'm making this as the first episode just so I can let you know what to expect. The way it's going to start out is with my intro, like this one did. And then we're going to go straight into how we know each other, how we met, things like that, how long we've known each other. And then after that, the interview starts. We go straight into what they do, what they enjoy. I plug their channels, their SoundClouds, their links, their websites, whatever it is they have. If it's an Instagram account, a Facebook page, a Twitter, anything like that. And then we just have a discussion. It could be about branching off of what they do, or about anything, really. I could ask them something like, what's your favorite Taco Bell menu item? It's really just a talk show. And that's what I want to do with Just Skimming the Surface. I don't want to just sit here alone, all sad, talking about mortality and existentialism. I'd rather be here with someone else talking about everything, anything and everything. So that's what the podcast is going to be. So I'm really excited for the whole season, all the seasons beyond that, however many I end up having. It's going to be uploaded to my YouTube channel, Skymmilk, and also to my Facebook page, Skymmilk, and to my website, skymmilk.com. You could find them any of those 3 places. Just make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can see them as they get uploaded. Same thing with the Facebook page. Make sure you like and follow the Facebook page so you see all the podcasts as they're uploaded, and also any posts updates that I make on that page. Or you could follow me on Twitter at WSkymmilk and get updates through there as well. I mean, I'm not just going to post about Just Skimming the Surface on my Twitter, but if you want to follow me there, great. And for the website, there's not really any way to sign up for notifications on it right now. I'm looking to revamp that as well, kind of figure out how to do the RSS feed. That way there could actually be notifications and everything as things are uploaded. But until then, just subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow the Facebook page so that you see all the podcasts as they get uploaded. This podcast, of course, is going to be PG. I'm trying to stay away from all the swearing in these podcasts. Just use different words just so that it can remain advertiser-friendly and remain hosted on YouTube and such. And also, just so it's a family thing, just for my guests, so that anyone they know can watch the podcast without hearing offensive language or content. And I have a variety of guests, a wide variety, all sorts of different aspects. I've got people from radio, people from music, people who upload to SoundCloud, people who don't upload to anything at all. Just all sorts of people, and I'll make sure to plug any links they give me because of course I know everyone who's going to be on the podcast, and I think they're all great people. They're funny, they're smart, they're kind. I could go on about all these people that I'm going to have on the podcast, and I'm really excited for you to meet them through the podcast, kind of hear what they do, and check them out. Check out the music that they make, check out the podcasts that they make, all sorts of different things. And I really hope that you, the listeners, enjoy the new path that I'm taking with Just Skimming the Surface. And as always, any and all feedback is appreciated in the comments below. Join the discussion down below. Let me know any sort of suggestions on questions or what should be talked about in another episode. And maybe in the future, even suggestions on guests. Once this podcast gets bigger and more people know about it, I might have more outreach to be able to get bigger people on the podcast. Not saying that the people that I have on the podcast aren't big in their own way, just more well-known online personalities, any other sorts of personalities. Just talking to them and about what they do, experiences they've had, any sort of stories they have, and what their favorite Taco Bell menu item is. So I'm very excited for this podcast. I hope you are too. Make sure to subscribe, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, all those different things, and I'll leave all the links in the description below. I know this episode is a little short. Most of the episodes for this season are going to be, well, all the episodes from this season, besides this one, are going to be 30 to 60 minutes in length, so that there's a good amount of content there and a good amount for you to skip around and listen to the parts that you want to listen to. And with that, we are just skimming the surface. Thanks for listening. Good night.